language here.
Read it.
Based on the little interaction that Max, Coach Pakbet, and Miko had, it looks like this wasn't the intended ban here for Omega.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that could be dicey again. You know, you're one game behind now, and like we mentioned, you know, that early game was really detrimental to what I feel like Omega wanted to do. But right off the bat, they go ahead and pick up the Fredrin, so they're going to lock that in. That is still a great option, still flexible, but let's say it does go in the jungle, right? Goes in the hands of Ryzen. Great utility there, so you can go ahead and build your lineup around this. I would love to see them actually snag the I know you said glue is open, but I would also like to see Renzio get his hands on the R-Lot. Because I think, you know, that was a big thing that was missing from the previous game. Like you mentioned, you have that Angela, and if you have to force your jungler to be that site, to also be that kind of front wall for a lot of the stuff, it doesn't work out the way you want it to.
It's difficult. It's a big struggle when that happens. And now the first picks here. Will they pick up the Valentina, Faramis again?
Arlot's still open.
But Arlot's still open, yes. So it's an Eve and Arlot. So it's two picks that were banned earlier, now prioritized by Blacklist. It's a different picture for their drafting here for Blacklist International. Now Omega, are they going to cover their bases here? Franco will still be available if they want to pick it in the early slots. They can actually leave the idea of Fredrin in the XP lane open. However, in terms of map presence, the Arlot will be felt more. The Fredrin will struggle against that Arlot a little bit in the times we've seen the Arlot-Fredrin matchup in the XP lane.
I was going to say, we've seen that like a couple times now.
Yeah.
And, yeah, it usually doesn't, you know, work out in favor of the Fredrin here.
Yeah, this might end up becoming a Farsa pickup and then their Roamer. Or a Farsa and then their gold laner already on to show it. Oh, it's a Roamer. It's the Cho and the Beatrix already prioritized here. They don't want to go into the second phase with Blacklist taken away. Marksman. Owl can show his marksman here if they want to. They can just play it safe and go for the quad again.
Yep.
But if they want to, I think Blacklist International, especially, even with Super Red in the lineup, and Owl when he played it, it's looking like Brody seems like more of a comfort pick right now for Blacklist in terms of their marksman.
And with that Cho now in the hands of Omega, we can revert to the usual suspects as compared to Game 1. So still, Omega playing on the potential reset. Again, we also saw a possible like mix-up with the banning. Hopefully it doesn't affect him too much. Now going into the closer for the first phase, looks like the Queen is going to get that Faramis back into her hands.
The Faramis is... I'm surprised, you know, in a way that Faramis especially all around, I feel like all around the globe is such still high impact. The fact that, you know, the way that the Stampede works plus your Cold Altar, it's so valuable, man. And I'm surprised, you know, that before we even had a time where Faramis was actually banned quite a bit, right? But now it's kind of let through the cracks here, and you got to have an answer to really deal with that.
There it is, an Eve ban, as expected for Blacklist International. Could have gone into the hands of Stone, even though Faramis Eve might give a Valentina a hard time. You're giving away strong utility there. Speaking of a hard time, Miko's going to have a difficult time again if he's not too careful against the even Faramis with their pulls and their slows. He could get counter-punished just trying to get vision against early on. And now the quad ban is the ban for Omega.
So it looks like Omega are, double-crossing us? The fact that they pick a Cho into the lineup that had potential to pick up the Eve and the Faramis, plus the fact that, we don't mind that all these gold laners are out. We'll still take him out. We'll still ban him. Yeah. I think we've come to the agreement watching Game 1 that, Owl can pick whatever they want. Owl can do whatever he wants. I think Omega has an answer, but I wonder why. I wonder why Coach Pakbet, Coach Tony, and Coach Etomax are still saying, we want to make Owl pick a certain hero.
You have to point that out. That is Coach Why Not. Coach Why Not, Coach Tony. Call him either. He's fine with it, right?
Coach Otit.
Coach Otit also, yeah.
Names,
that
man.
is a Tito backwards.
That's how long.
I was going to say, I get it.
That's how long he spent
you
in
get
the
it,
league.
but we got to make it clear for the other international viewers. I just want to say this is a brilliant ban by Omega on the Akai. Good ban as well on the glue. Blacklist read the potential of that shift where, not a shift, but the glue could have gotten picked up. But again, you know what? Wise running back, you can go tanks a lot again. It should be okay. If not that, maybe the Barretts. Yeah. Either the Barretts or the tanks a lot look good.
I've been waiting for
Okay,
too long.
well, they lock in the carry here. And if I remember, well, I think it was actually Owl's debut where he played that carry, and it was like, you know, the headlines of Owl City, right?
Yep.
And so he brings out the comfort pick once again. It's this carry here. And, yeah, going back to even the previous game, like we mentioned, the score doesn't really paint that picture well for Owl in the previous game because he, you know, the rest of the team was really just kind of profiting on every single lane, and then Owl's job was like, let me just get a blazing duet off, and then I'm good from there. But now that he's chosen this carry here, he can be a lot more proactive in the way that he plays in these team fights.
And it comes with its pros and cons.
Yes.
He has to step it up. He has to make sure that when he engages, it's not as simple as a BMI out. Let's see what Omega closes up with. They go ahead and get that fire. And there you go. They're the ones who, you know, pull a sleight of hand. Yes. It's an XP lane Fredrin for just the sake of stealing it away from Wise, and then they give Ryzen that Lancelot.
A very good sleight of hand there. The shift, the turnaround. So it's going to be Renjo right now as what we call the tanque. He's going to be taking a good amount of punishment a little bit. Going to be a while until we see the Fredrin or feel the Fredrin in terms of the map rotations. But unless Renjo's really prepared for this matchup. Now for the jungler here of Blacklist International, I mean, we did mention the Barretts is an option, or the, I wanted to say, her name slipped my mind, Guinevere. Because they are up against that Farsa, the mobility that Guinevere brings to the table, and of course, just the setup knockup potential. They wanted to add a little bit more peeling, maybe even a little bit more crowd control provided for their carry. So this is a lineup that will allow Owl to shine.
So this now opens a whole slew of possibilities because you're introducing a new player in the ecosystem. This is the first time we've seen Jungle Guinevere.
Yeah.
In this metagame.
Yeah.
Second. He picked it once earlier this season.
In the regular season.
Yeah, in the regular season.
Yeah.
All right.
But we already, you know, and that's what I'm wondering too, is like, even though we saw this in a previous season playoffs,
Yeah.
like, how has that changed?
You know, it still feels like a once in a blue moon pick.
Yeah.
It is.
So it's like seeing it's like seeing a squirrel in the Philippines. We know they exist somewhere,
Yes, they do somewhere.
right? But when was the last time you saw a squirrel in the Philippines, man?
I have a bad knowledge of ecology. I didn't even know there were squirrels in this country.
Exactly.
Huh.
So that's what this Guinevere is. It should
cool.
do wonders for Blacklist, given that it is a surprise pick. Not like the Angela that didn't work out much for Omega. Let's go into game 2.
So this time, you know, Miko pretty much doing the same thing he did previous game, but, you know, won't go down first blood under the minute here. So, yeah, he's going to be in a better position, I feel like, on this Cho pick. It's just, again, like you mentioned, Renmar during the draft, you know, he does have his work cut out for him to be able to find, you know, those pickoffs, especially with the way of Dragons later on when he hits that level 4.
Yeah. Oh my Venus. And you have to watch out their positioning, and as expected, Kelra and Omega doing everything they can to delay the farm and let Owl struggle, similar to what they somewhat did early on. But Owl's deaths early on came from a lot of engagements, really. Now this is just them poking him down.
Okay. Still, early game, poking back and forth. These are what both these teams like to do. I'm actually curious here, too. You know, and from what we've seen with that matchup, the Fredrin and the Arlot, you know, what makes it so that the Arlot is just better, I guess you could say, in terms of that matchup top lane?
It's his ability to clear the minion waves quicker while dealing damage to Renjo. And this isn't the Fredrin with a concussive blast. Because of how fast he can clear waves while poking down Renjo, he can rotate faster, and that's a flicker burned by Kelra. A little bit too eager there, it looks like.
Yep, that's 2 minutes. 2 minutes that Omega have to be careful. But luckily enough, it's in the gold lane, far from where the big engagement's going to happen here. Renzo helping Ryzen out, get the pull on the first turtle.
Man, when you see that, you know, you think, oof, because now, yeah, a troubling situation. Still going to be fighting for first turtle of the game. We know how the previous one went, all three over to the Omega, but Ryzen does secure it there. There's the way of the dragon. Miko's going to fall, though. first blood over to Yue.
Oh.
Still going to be looking for more. Feathered airstrike going to come down. Edward flickers himself, survives. No kills, no one falling down just yet in this part of the fight. Oh My Venus, though, could be focused down. Here comes Ryzen, looking for Edward if he can. The final slash going to come out. Edward, though, going to fall here. Now Ryzen still on the hunt. Won't be able to get Oh My Venus, though.
All right, long turn, but eventually pays off for Omega. That's a better trade, right? An XP laner for a roamer.
Yep, a good trade. And they get the turtle as well, so that was a win for Omega in that scenario. And interestingly here, you see Al actually rotating out of the gold lane more to get farm through the mid lane. And good read by him to use the Cyclone Eye, feeling that Miko could have been potentially there. So this is Al being proactive with his farming. He isn't just farming solely out of lane. He's going to the mid lane as much as he can.
I've got to confirm, gentlemen. I think Wise has double orange on him. He stole Ryzen's.
Yes, he did.
Oh, no.
Bad move there for Ryzen. And the Little Wanderer also went to the hands of Blacklist International. So it's a slight lead right now for the jungler of Blacklist. So no full item for
Agent Zero paid for that. Agent Zero paid for that with his life to get the Little Wanderer and the double orange on Wise. Let's see if eventually it'll pay off. Still looking for that kick. Miko still hasn't got it yet, despite hitting level 4 about a minute earlier.
And right now, Miko's just positioning to look for that kick, and Oh My Venus, I think, reads it. There's a kick!
Yeah, way the dragon can come out. Looking for the kill. Can't get the Colt Altar off in time. Wise, though, going to get the knock-up. Miko takes quite a bit of damage. Couple hits away here. But they know they've got that little win. Omega with a kill. Turtle coming up in just a few seconds here.
Yeah, let's see if that was enough to somewhat delay the rotation there. But no, with both junglers in the bottom lane in that sequence, it's actually Wise going to be getting here first. So that is the orange buffalo in the hands of Ryzen. Going on to the purple. Renjo's holding it for Omega. Good call there, bot lane. It's a 3-2 trade by Blacklist. They're sending 3 down to send 2 to the turtle.
All right, so it's turned eventually into a man-to-man defense. 3 down bot, 2 in the turtle. There's a pull.
They're going to go ahead and fight for it. Ryzen able to secure the turtle there. Meanwhile, on the bottom side, Oh My Venus did fall. Wise going to be the focus once again here. A couple hits away. Gets the knock-up, but doesn't have the sustain as Renzio grabs the kill.
What a turnaround there for the Barangay. They read the 3-2 trade of Blacklist. They often do this where it's just Edward and Wise contesting the second and or third turtle of the game while sending the rest of Blacklist International to the gold lane. But Kelra and Omega survived there, even getting a kill, Omega getting a turtle, and they even got to force Al back with a great feathered airstrike by Stone.
Yep, and they're putting quite a bit of damage on this bottom lane tier 1, and eventually Kelra's going to get it here. So Omega with a great reset. I gotta say, it's trippy, gentlemen. It's trippy watching both a Lancelot and a Fredrin on the same side pushing for a turtle. That's scary.
Yeah, and that's why the shift works so well in the draft. You first pick that Fredrin history, stats, everything. Tendencies of Omega have shown that was most likely a jungle Fredrin, but Omega said, you know what, it's a small thing. Our agile didn't work out in the first one, but we have our fair share of surprises prepared for the playoffs as well.
Yeah, I like it. And at the same time, with that, 6 minutes in, Omega has a nice little bit of a lead to work with here. So they can take this to their advantage. Oh, bottom side, though. Wise going to miss that. Looking for Kelra. They might have to call this off. Another couple attempts here, bottom side. Miko's still going to be on the hunt. He's looking for that way. The dragon used to conceal. Edward now joining the fight as well, but no one, again, they can't find anything, so they just back off.
All right, with that failed rotation, the engagement that Blacklist was looking for, I think Omega won. That was a small trade. That was like a phantom trade.
Yeah. It's not so obvious, but it's something, it's like a little thing that might have a big consequence later on.
It's like 2 Kung Fu Masters whiffing and they're like, oh, I see.
Yeah, I see what you did there. That means that's that.
Oh, this one, though, going to be full-on force, except for Edward. He's not going to be here for the fight. Pushing him back to another feathered airstrike comes down, plus Yue's rear world manipulation going to force Renzio to flicker around. Owl, though, taking the turtle there. He's able to secure that. There's the final slash. Stone has to fly away with the wings by wings. Not going to be enough. Wise grabs the kill.
Oh, he was shot down there, but I'm wondering, how did Owl do that?
Yeah, that was incredibly shocking. Ryzen got his retry off first. It looked like Was that the dash?
I think it was
just
the dash.
a light wheel just flying?
Was that a
from-
stray light
It
wheel?
was a stray light wheel that somehow got the turtle there for Blacklist International.
That was probably like calculated.
Calculated. Maybe, but that looked incredibly unlucky for Omega. That was their turtle to have. But gotta give credit where credit's due. If he was gonna use the Phantom Step, that was the right time to do it.
It went from good to great for the agents. They got the pick off on Stone. Rather, the other way around. They got, random turtle, thanks. And then, boom, they barreled down on Stone. So, yeah. Oh, wait, looking for a kick here.
No angle.
All right, no one home. Okay, back to the reset. Blacklist still haven't capitalized on that win, but it's looking better. The map's looking better for Black.
Yeah, in a way, it's just, it whittled down that gold lead a little bit that Omega had. And you can see, right, the damage is starting to be there for Owl. There's a lot of focus here, especially against both those gold laners. Now they're still going to press the situation. Feathered Airstrike going to come down, trying to force out that Colt Ulter as it does. Kelra not going to find the connection there as Renzio falls. Trying to buy time for the rest of the team. Has to pay with it for his life.
Great team play right now we're seeing from the defending champions. And a great call by the Queen to push forward. They saw Renjo was out of position, and even if Omega would have bodies to commit and to respond, it was a sure thing that they walk away with at least a kill, and they got it, plus a turret up top.
Oh, and just a moment ago, the king of the jungle has demanded his tithe. He stole away Ryzen's purple. This is the purple-less Lancelot.
Oh, there you go. Miko going to find the way the dragon angle he was looking for earlier. Gets wise. All in time. Now that the Lord is up here. So now that the ball is in the court for Omega to play with, they got to hold on if you're Blacklist International for that Lord not to be taken. Wise should be up in about 13 seconds. They're going to force Stone back with the real world manipulation. Miko still waiting patiently. Does not have the dragon. There's the damage coming out from Kelra. Still going to be fighting for this Lord here. Miko trying to zone out the members he can. Still comes down. Miko's going to fall. Who grabs the Lord? It's Ryzen. Kelra flickers in, gets the double.
Filipino savage things. Omega knew that there was a point of no return. They had to capitalize on the fact that Wise wasn't there, and they leaned on that.
That was a great call by Omega. In the past games where you've seen Omega in that same scenario, they hesitated. They didn't hesitate there. Good dodge by Ryzen on the knockup, potentially from the Guinevere. Now Omega will be marching forward with the Lord. Gentlemen, you have to talk about this. With Omega in the lead, and potentially could get a lot of towers here, Omega winning a game against Blacklist in this playoff series means that's their first win over Blacklist the entire season.
Again, history, folks. History. And they are, what? Just a few turrets away and a base from making that happen. They're going to play, starting with a Feathered Airstrike, just to check it. All right, so far, 3K ahead. Not exactly out of the woods just yet, but Omega should not let go of this lead.
Yeah, they can still get counter-punished
Like
hard.
this.
This might be it. The flicker comes out. Kelra's in trouble. They find the perfect mark as they fall. Renzio still trying to capitalize on this. Miko there, focusing on Edward. Ryzen from the backside. No targets he might want to commit to here as Omega pulls back. Lord, though, top side. Blacklist International has to deal with it. Ryzen going to be hunting down the Queen. A final slash to put him away. The kick comes out too. They get the Colt Altar, and Lord is taken care of cleanly.
But they pushed that top lane tier too.
Yeah, they got something, but I think Omega know they could have gotten something way more out of that.
That's right. They were going from great to just good.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, all right, guys, it's fine. Let's just make the most out of this. But that was a beautiful call there by Blacklist International. The conceal, they got the target. And again, that's the punishment that you're up against. A Theramis and an Eve get caught in that real-world manipulation, you will get pulled back.
Dare I say that was almost Echo-like.
Yeah.
It looks like Blacklist have picked up a trick from their M4 rivals playbook.
Echo-esque.
Echo-esque.
Echo-esque. Well, as we go back to this, pretty much the reset here, right? I mean, until the next objective comes up, it's 30 seconds away. And at this point, yeah, what we've seen is Miko doing what he has to do on the Cho, right? But not every time does he find the angle he's looking for. If he can happen to do that once again, leading into this Lord or even during that Lord dance, that'd be great for Omega here.
He seems to need a little bit of help from Renzio. He needs the showstopper to set it up to get the perfect kick, but wait.
Oh, this might be here. Wise going to fall before the Lord comes up in less than 10 seconds. Omega does it again, finding the pick-off. Stome also picking up a big item, the Divine Glaive, as they make their way for the Lord here. But you also saw, too, Ryzen took a couple hits from Owl.
Yeah.
So now they got to work out for this. Renzio being that front line here. Owl just going to focus on that mid lane. The tier 1's going to fall here. Flicker goes in. Kelra's damage has to be respected. But meanwhile, Omega easily going to secure that Lord.
Deja vu. This is the same story from the first Lord.
Yep.
Wow, and that was their version of that clapback. That beautiful play just to get a crucial pick off. Blacklist did it earlier, and Omega for the second time. They found Wise, and that looked like the signal of a team who really studied Wise's movements here, Blacklist movements in terms of how they want to position themselves around Lord fights, leading up to the Lord even. And with that, here comes Omega, 4K gold lead. Lord marching up top. Items still neck and neck, but Omega have a few edges there. Let's see who can get this.
It's one hell of a gambit Omega's playing with. How often do you play against a team as decorated as Blacklist and you say, you know what, why don't we pressure their most veteran player? How about we pressure Wise?
Yeah, might as well. They found him each time. Couple shots here for Owl. The Feathered Airstrike going to come down. Lord will fall here before reaching the turret. They did put some damage on the bottom inhibitor, but so far so good for Blacklist International defending. Not sure if Omega will be able to find the inhibitor turret, but many of these are still half health. Blacklist International holding on.
Great defense. Yeah. Clean despite the sinking of all 3 waves and that Lord crashing on through mid. Yeah. Blacklist still standing, team.
Yeah, they read that really well. Miko might get caught out.
There's the Feathered Airstrike. The final slash was used as well. Owl there to back his team up. Oh! Real world manipulation going to come down. Ryzen will fall. Omega was looking for a moment to respond, but Blacklist International punishes them.
All right, a bit too deep there, but also a little detail we have to point out how well Oh My Venus played that. He held on to the tether of the Faramis pull for as long as he could, even waiting for the Phantom Execution, just so, the Thorn Dross even, just so that once all of that is gone, he can pull him back, and they secured the kill with that.
Oh, they're going to go in again, the Flicker, but the Stampede is going to be counterplayed. Not what Oh My Venus was looking for, so Omega survives that. They've seen that in the playbook before.
Yep, she is her. While we were talking about the Queen, and then right before the Stampede attempt, so far, the Queen has been reigned the #1 top assist in the whole league.
That's a whole lot. Final slash. Oh, that's tough. Stone can't fly away from that as he falls here. Again, still about half a minute before that Lord's going to be up. Blacklist International still looking for any advantage they can get before that next Lord take.
Oh, that's tough indeed.
Did Stone walk into that?
Yeah, he did. He was just doing what he's supposed to do, which is just clear the minion waves a little bit. And then didn't expect that members of Blacklist would just come out of nowhere and surprise him.
Oh.
Caught him with his pants down.
Blind spot.
A blind spot, yeah. Have the vision there, and space open up in the bottom lane. Ryzen force a clean up there. So Blacklist know the timers that they have. They have time. Now here comes the play by Blacklist.
Okay, Wise going to push Renzio back here. Oh My Venus as well. Flickers out. Can't escape it, though. Owl here having a great game on this carry. Now Lord going to go ahead and reset, but they have the numbers advantage they were looking for.
All right. 4v5. Wave down bottom.
Oh,
taking care of a kick.
Miko. He gets the kick off. Immortality will be popped, but he's going to be punished as well. In the backside, Edward going to zone out Stone. Miko still on the run. Oh My Venus, one hit away. The burn is there from Ryzen as the Queen will fall.
10 seconds before Oh My Venus comes back. The Faramis passive in effect, and Blacklist International are rushing this Lord. Ryzen there to contest.
They know he does not have the retribution. This is going to be a hard battle for him. Wise going to zone him out. They find Kelra too. Lord going to be secured here by Blacklist International.
Blacklist slowly clawing back, And with that engagement, they now have the gold lead, and they also have a Luminous Lord.
The go signal for Blacklist wasn't that they got kills, wasn't that they got advantage, it was that they saw Ryzen use the retribution to commit the kill onto Oh My Venus, who had a lot of passive up, got to come back fast anyway, and this is dire straits for the Barangay as the Blacklist agents looking closer and closer to celebrating a Game 2 victory. Can Blacklist end it here?
Keep an eye on Edward. He might press his situation here with the final slash. Wise going to jump in. Inhibitor turret in the top lane. Going to fall here for Omega. Kelra has the damage here. This should be able to defend with only one tower falling, and we're back to it.
Okay, you see here the veteran wiles of Blacks International. I believe the call was, all right, we'll take it slow. We've played against Omega for the better part of the past 3 years. We know we can do this as we slowly claw back. They decide to just say top lane inhibitor, and then we'll move on.
Yeah, well, good call there by Blacklist International. Felt like that warning shot from Keller was a warning shot that Blacklist felt. He's like, oh, okay, the Matrix is built up. You saw that one sniper hit, brought Al down to 50. Let's back up a bit.
We took it hard.
Yeah, we can build slowly onto this, and here comes a conceal play by Blacklist.
Conceal play gonna come in. The Queen gonna flicker in. They pull Stone. He's in trouble. Renzio trying to flicker out. Can't get it. UA grabbing the kill. He's having a massive game. And now the assault on the inhibitor in the bottom side. Owl unleashing. It's only 3 members of Smart Omega. There's the final slash that comes through with the knockup. Ryzen falls. The full force of the agents into the base. UA will fall, but the crystal is focused on.
No,
They're holding on, though. No minions are there. And unfortunately, it wasn't enough.
Ring the bell.
As Blacklist International waits for the minions in, gets the music going, takes us to match point.
The Barangay